What is it, here, and welcome to my unboxing review of the SH Figuarts Tanjiro Kamado. Yes, finally getting to this one. I know I'm late to the party with this. I have heard from everybody that this is just an absolutely amazing figure, and I am very, very excited to finally get to take a look at it for myself. It definitely looks very, very, very impressive. Of course, we did previously take a look at the Nezuko, who was very, very, very nice. I really liked this figure. You can check out this review if you want to. But he did come out first, and it's going to be very, very awesome to have him to go with Nezuko. I don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to jump right into the review. I'm very, very excited for this. Let's start off by taking a look at the packaging. We have an awesome picture of the figure right there. We have Tamashii Nation's Bandai, Tamashii Nation's seal of approval right there, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, SH Figuarts. We have Tanjiro Kamado. We have the figure in the box right there, Bandai Namco. On the side, we have a nice picture of him right there. We have Tanjiro Kamado. On the back, we have a bunch of product shots right there. We have this Bandai sticker right here. Let me see if I can take this off. Nope, there's nothing under there anyway. Just shows some pictures of the face right there, and then with the figure, him standing with the Nezuko, actually holding hands, because that's an accessory that came with the Nezuko. I don't think it comes with this, does it? So yeah, they show that on the packaging right there, but they don't. But that hand is actually included with the Nezuko, so that is very, very interesting. And then on the top, you have Tanjiro, SH Figuarts, and Demon Slayer. Let's get him out of the packaging. I'm definitely really looking forward to seeing the genuine quality on this thing. Bro, he is so freaking big. Oh my god. And here is Tanjiro out of the packaging, and right off the bat, I definitely have some thoughts. His head is a lot looser than I was expecting it to be. Like, it's actually, like, pretty darn loose right there. The quality feels, like, interesting. Like, if I compare this with, like, freaking Toshiro right here, if I compare these two, honestly, Toshiro's plastic kind of feels a little bit heavier than Tanjiro's, which is not something I was expecting. I was definitely expecting this Tanjiro to feel nice and hefty, but he actually feels like kind of light. The joint tolerances don't seem too bad. That's kind of a loose joint right there. That elbow joint right there, that's kind of loose. I think maybe in order to make this figure a budget release, they kind of took the plastic quality down a little bit, because all these sections right here feel a little bit weaker plastic quality than what I'm used to with SH Figuarts. And even comparing him with his sister right here. Now, his sister does have a lot going on here, but she's like twice the weight of him. He doesn't, right off the bat though, he doesn't feel like bad. Let me make sure I make that clear. But just the joints seem a little looser than I would like. Like, even that leg joint right there seems just a tad looser than I would expect from a brand new unboxed SH Figuarts. And the head is really, really like loose and wobbly, which I'm not really a fan of. I might be able to fix it with Kikis. I don't think it's to the point where it's like necessary to fix it. It's not absolutely atrocious, but I do wish it was a little bit tighter. But getting in here on the sculpt of the figure, head sculpt looks really good. You've of course got his mark right there. I think it's called like the Demon Slayer mark or something. I forgot. But it looks really, really, really nice right there. Looks nice. The nice little sharp angles in there. Yeah, they did a great job with that. The eyes look very good. Definitely really captures Demon Slayer's art style right there. Again, just like how they did on the Nezuko right there. Really, really doing a great job with the likeness on the characters right here. And then you have the Hanafuda earrings right there. These look a little bit dumbed down, I feel. I don't have another Tanjiro figure, so I can't like compare. But I feel like like there's supposed to be like lines right here coming off from like the sun part right there. I'll probably put a picture up on screen to compare. I think they might have kind of taken the easy way out on the Hanafuda earrings right there, which honestly, it's a pretty distinctable part of the character right here. Like, yeah, those Hanafuda earrings are definitely a little bit, I wouldn't say phoned in, because they still look good and they're not like wobbly. I think that, yeah, they've got a nice little like rigidness to them like there, but they are still like nicely done right there. And then the hair, pretty good. I think they got it pretty well. I think this is probably my favorite hair sculpt from a Tanjiro action figure that I've personally seen. I like that it kind of fades into the more like redder, brown, like dark brown, reddish, like maroon color right there. I like that, because right up front it kind of looks like black. If I look at it like this, the hair just looks black, but then you turn the head and you kind of see the hair kind of fading in right there. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate. Usually on the screen, it usually just looks totally red all the time, but still looks pretty good. But now moving on to the outfit, I think they actually did a really good job in the outfit. The Demon Slayer outfit right here looks really, really good. I like the white right there. A little bit of roughness right there. You can see like some paint scuffs right there in the collar right there. That is a little bit annoying. You can see like some white flecks right there. Again, $35 release, so I won't get too mad about it, but never want to see stuff like that, like the white flecks right there. Still looks pretty nice though. Got the nice little silver buttons right there for the Demon Slayer core outfit. And then a little pocket right here, a little rubbery piece right here. So this is rubbery, but this is super glued up here, so you can't like pull that out right there, but it still looks really, really good. And then his cloak right here looks really, really good. The nice little checkerboard pattern. I like it. Again, though, very loose, like a lot looser than I personally would like from the SH Figuarts figures. Like this looseness kind of reminds me of like JoJo Super Action statues right there. Like if I compare that to Toshiro right here, you know, really, really nice feeling joints right here. You can see my pinky. When I use my pinky, the whole arm moves right here. When I use my pinky on Tanjiro here, only the elbow moves right there. So hopefully you guys see what I'm getting at right there. So that's just a little bit annoying. It just feels kind of cheaper than what I would expect with SHF. But again, budget release, so I guess I do have to be a little bit like lenient when I'm talking about stuff like that. But again, doing really, really well on the Demon Slayer core outfit right there. The nice white right there in the sleeve. Hand looks good. And then moving down, you got the belt right there. There's the little ball joint for where his Nichiren sword will be, and there is the legs right there. Legs look pretty good, pretty nice, and you get some nice white bandages wrapped around the sock section right there. Some little buttons right there. Looks really, really good. And then the feet are pretty big, but that'll make him standing him up a lot easier, I think, because the Nezuko does kind of have a hard time standing up. So this guy probably will have no trouble standing up. That's pretty nice. Yeah, honestly, aside from what I've said, I am feeling like the figure feels really, really good. Like the plastic quality does feel a little bit more dumbed down than I personally would expect, but I don't think it's to the point where it's like a major problem with the figure. And where the quality needs to be, I think it is. Obviously, there is like those white flecks right there and a little bit of looseness right here in the joints. This arm feels a little bit nicer on this. Like you can see when I do this one, the whole arm does kind of move a little bit. So maybe it's just this one that's loose on my copy. Let me know in the comments if any of your guys' is loose on this arm as well, because that'd be nice to know if that is a universal problem or not. But yeah, actually, changing my first impressions, it actually seems really, really, really good. Again, I think they kind of phoned in the Hanafuda earrings right there, which I feel like that's a really distinctable part of the character, so I feel like they probably shouldn't have done that, but still, yeah, where it counts, I think the figure's pretty darn nice. Now, getting in on articulation, like I've said, head is a little bit wobbly on this. Not too bad, though. Like I said, not like an absolutely horrible amount, but the head can go up a good amount. Not a ton of up, but you can get a little bit right there. There's a ball joint at the base of the neck, and then probably a double peg going into the head right there. Yeah, double barbell peg right there going into the head right there. So you get some good down right there. Not even as much down than you would used to. No, actually, you can still get a pretty good amount of down right there. Yeah, you can still get a pretty good amount of down right there. Not too bad. Maybe a little bit less than usual, but not really worth complaining about. Moving down to the arms right here. I saw this on other people's reviews. The arms are crazy on this because they're like, they brought out right here, and on other people's reviews, the arms seemed really, really long, and I thought that was going to be a problem for me, but honestly, when you have them neutral, they look totally fine. They don't look too long. It's only when you like pull them out that they look really, really long, and honestly, like it might look like that on the camera, because that's what I was thinking while watching other people's reviews, but in person, actually, arms do not seem too long. They actually seem pretty darn normal. I was wondering why nobody was talking about that on the reviews. It's because it only looks like that on the camera. The arms are actually a nice length. Like the proportions are not bad on the arms when you actually have it in person. Now again, all that articulation up right there. You've got forward as well, and I imagine you can get some butterfly right here. Not too much. You don't have like a built-in butterfly right there, but you can get some decent across the chest poses like that. So yeah, the posability is really, really good. This comes out, and I think there is like a joint in there that allows it to go forward a little bit, but it's not exactly a butterfly, but you can still get some butterfly similar to a butterfly kind of movement in the arm right there. You have a swivel right there. You also have another swivel right there at that part right there, and then again the 90-degree bend right there at the elbow. I can excuse the 90-degree bends on this because of the cloak design right there, but there might have been a way to get that a little better. Like for example, if you look at Kenshin right here, one of my favorite figures of the year right now, you can see he can actually get pretty much a full double jointed bend right here despite having this right here. Again, I don't think this is a massive problem or anything, but it would have been nice. Oh wait, that looks like it gets a little more on that side. Oh, okay, you can get a little more. I think my arm on my personal copy of this figure might be a little bit messed up. Like, maybe someone at the factory, like, tweaked it a little weird when they were posing it, but he does get a little bit more than 90 degree right there. So, yeah, the arms do get a little bit more bend than I was expecting them to. And then at the torso right here, we have two ball joints right here, and I saw an Anthony Customs review that this does extend, just like the Nezuko right there, and that allows you to get a ton of crunch right here. I can't believe they got this figure at $35. Man, they really tried really hard to make like a really solid figure right here, and only charging $35. This is definitely an impressive thing for Tamashii Nation. As much as I love their products, they are a little bit cheap at times, not really including a ton of accessories sometimes, and sometimes their prices can be very expensive, but sometimes they can just knock it out of the park like this, man. But yeah, really, really, really good torso movement right there. Not using the legs at all, you can get that much. And then if you incorporate the legs as well, you can pretty much get all the way over right there, which is really, really, really good. And then back movement, if you use that extra joint right there, you can get, obviously that's going to be super gappy, so maybe push that in, try and get it again. You can still get some good back movement right there. Not too much, and it will kind of get gappy in there, but you can still get a little bit right there. Now, for the cloaks on the back here, these are on, just like Nezuko, these are on extra joints right here, so you can have these flaring out right there, and these are super nice. I think these are a little bit better than how Figma did it. The way Figma did it, here's Zenitsu right here. The way Figma did it was they just had two right here, and they came out like this, and they were kind of like sculpted right here, but how SHF has done it is these are a lot more pliable. There's three separate sections right here as opposed to the two on the Figma figures right there, and yeah, they can still really get, they look very, very natural right there. Like, some people maybe would have wanted soft goods, but I think they did a really, really good job on making that look really natural. It is a little bit broken up, like up here. Maybe that's to allow for articulation, because that section is like broken up right there. Not a big deal. You can still see it lines up pretty darn well. And I mean, it's an action figure, so there's going to be like panel lines and whatnot every now and then, because that's just what, you know, that's how action figures work. So yeah, really good job on the cloak. And then for the legs right here, you got the full cutout right there for the legs, so you go all the way forward right there. You get full back. I don't think, you do get a little bit of hinder right there. The butt does kind of get in the way a little bit, but you can still get a good amount of back right there, and then out. Really, really, really nice. And then the double jointed bend right here, I saw this on Anthony Customs review, so it goes up that much, and then there's also an extra joint right here in this section that can also go back a little bit as well, so he can almost kick his own ass right here. Now, this is very, very, very impressive, although I will state, for people who think that this is like completely insane, that he has like these really baggy pants that can get this full double jointed bend, and I'll point out real quick, here is the SH Figuarts Suguru Geto from the Jujutsu Kaisen line. He has incredibly baggy pants, far more baggy than this Tanjiro right here, and he gets a full double jointed bend as well. So this is nothing new. You can get, this is nothing new. This is not like a brand new thing on this figure. It's still impressive, but it's not anything that you haven't seen before. Damn, this is a good figure. But yeah, really, really amazing job on these baggy pants right there. Those are amazing. And look at that right there. We can compare that real quick to Geto right there. Now, it still looks really, really clean on Geto as well. You can see the front view right there might be a little cleaner on Tanjiro, but not by much. Not by much. Still looks really good on Geto right there. And then for the feet, this is really cool. You got like a disc hinge right there. You go up all the way, down all the way. You got ankle pivot right there and a toe joint right there. Yeah, this figure is extremely impressive, guys. Really, really, really liking this. I think I like this more than that Luffy, honestly. This is amazingly done. Yeah, super good job on this SHF. Man, out of the packaging, I wasn't sure about a few things, you know. I think they were pretty fair criticisms, you know, like the arm right here kind of being a little bit weird, at least on my copy. This might just be on my copy, though. Other copies might be perfectly fine. I might have just gotten a weird one on that arm section right there, but not a deal breaker. Still perfectly fine. And, you know, some tiny little paint flecks on whatever, man. The quality is really, really, really good. Yeah, I'm loving this thing. And I don't even like the character, so that's pretty impressive. But now it's time to do a comparison that I've been really, really, really excited to do. And here is Tanjiro with every single one of my Shonen Jump protagonists. How freaking cool is this? This is the absolute epitome of the whole thing of what I've been talking about constantly recently with SH Figuarts, how they're just making like everybody and just filling out the universe right here. The only figures that aren't from SH Figuarts that you're seeing right now is this Deku, which SHF is coming out with a Deku, and this Itadori, which SHF does have an Itadori. It's just a little bit hard to get your hands on now. This is the Figma Itadori and the amazing Yamaguchi Deku right here. This is absolutely incredible. Of course, we got classic protagonists over here, the big three, the GOAT, Naruto, Uzumaki, we got Kenshin, and then we got the new gen GOATs over here. Oh, I forgot one actually. People are gonna be pissed about this, but I don't care. He's a new gen GOAT in my eyes. I love Boruto. There they are together, man. This looks awesome, man. It sure would be awesome if there was another like new gen series that's absolutely goated that still needs action figures and especially the protagonists. I really wish there was. I bet SHF really wishes there was another series for them to make. I don't know, an entire like cast of amazing characters. Gee, too bad that doesn't exist, right? Right? That being said, though, they're doing a pretty great job. Maybe someday we can finally get Black Clover characters and add an Asta into this, but this looks amazing. If this was like a display that you had on your collection, it would be absolutely incredible, although most people probably wouldn't put Boruto in there, but you know I would. Still, yeah, this is awesome. I will say, though, on the note of the comparison, this Tanjiro figure, because of the art style of Demon Slayer, it seems a little bit too big, unfortunately. Like especially if you compare it to like Kenshin right here. Honestly, I think this Kenshin figure is too small in general, but yeah, like especially, let's go ahead and take everybody out here. I think we've all basked in the glory of this amazing shot by now. I'll be honest, I totally underestimated how many characters I was gonna have to fit into that shot. I didn't think it was gonna be very difficult at all, but it actually turned out to be kind of tough. And my amazing Yamaguchi Deku just fell over. I can't wait to replace that with the SHF, man. Okay, so if I just have Tanjiro and Naruto together, you can see what I'm talking about here. You know, I will say this. I think they were trying to get the scale to look 100% perfect, because if you look here, the feet are about the same. Tanjiro's might be a little bigger, but like the scale of the figure, like the arms, look pretty normal right there. Even let's bring in Kenshin right here. Like the arms and whatnot, they look pretty normal. Like, it doesn't look out of scale. It's only the head that looks really bad, and that is of course because of Demon Slayer's art style. Just like My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer has a very unique art style that just kind of affects like the proportions of the figure, so it looks like it's more out of scale than it actually is. I honestly think they tried pretty hard to get the scale to look as close as they possibly can, so honestly I think for the most part they did a good job. Maybe though, he could have been just ever so slightly smaller, just ever so slightly, not like super amount. I think they got really close to the ideal size for him to not look too out of scale and not look not in scale. I think that came out wrong. I think you guys understand what I'm talking about. But I think maybe if he was just a little bit smaller, they might have actually been able to get just a little bit closer. But with that being said, now let's bring in his sister right there, and they look really good together. The scale right here is absolutely perfect. Yeah, they look fantastic. I'll go ahead and put her bamboo shoot in. There we go. They look super duper good together. Yeah, I really like what they've got going on here. But now, let's just put them in the center here, and I can bring in my Figmas right there. There is the Zenitsu. I saw in SSR 64's review that these are not really in perfect scale with the Figmas. Unfortunately, there's Inosuke right there. But honestly, they don't look that bad, honestly. Like, it's definitely a little bit out of scale because, like, especially Inosuke should probably be 100% the same size as Tanjiro right there. But and at this point, I'm not sure if SHF is going to be making Zenitsu and Inosuke. I thought you'd think they would have revealed them by now, but no. The only thing they've revealed is Gyu, which is another interesting choice. I'm not sure why they went with Gyu before, like, Rengoku and whatnot. Like, those are the popular characters. But still, they actually don't look that bad. Like, the scale is a little bit off here, but especially if you were to put them in, like, dynamic poses on the shelf, they honestly would not look too horrible. And I just remembered I have the Figma Gyu as well. Unfortunately, this is a really bad figure. Yeah, Figma, you guys, you guys lost the game. But with that being said, let's jump in to the accessories. And let's start off by taking a look at the alternate faces. So for the default face in the packaging, it's of course your standard stoic face right here. Looks really good. And then definitely my favorite face is this smiling face right here, open smile. You don't get a standard smiling face, unfortunately. I wish they could have included that, but I love this face. And then we get two similar faces right here of different levels of anger right here. You can see with this one, the mark is actually a little bit more active right there, which is pretty darn cool. And then you have this one right here. Honestly, I probably could have done without one of these if it meant getting another smiling face that was, standard smile, like I said a few seconds ago, because, Tanjiro's a very, very happy character, but these are good options to have. And you can see with all the faces, you have different levels of like flared out with the earrings right there. You can see they're a little flared out on this one. On the smiling face, they're just laying straight down, like totally relaxed. And then you have these ones that are like totally flared out. And in order to switch the face, it's a little bit, the fringe right here is a little bit of a weird shape right here. Like you can see it's a weird shape, but I'll show you a good way to get it on a lot easier because it is a little bit awkward at first. But to pop off the face, it's your standard face. You've seen it a million times. You just pop on whichever face you want to. And then in order to get the fringe back on, what I recommend doing is come to the hair right here, and you can see these little cutouts right there in the hair right there. You see those? Line those up with the hair and then push it on, and you won't have any trouble getting the hair on there, which is super duper nice. Now for the alternate hands, of course, you have fists on in the packaging as usual. And you get a pair of relaxed hands. Always, we get splayed out hands also, always appreciate. And finally, we have these sword-holding hands right here. We'll go ahead and pop these on. Let's see what kind of hand pegs we've got on Tanjiro right here. That freaking Luffy had the best hand pegs ever. These are same as Nezuko, though. They have a little ball joint right there that we just pop on. Not too bad, but it might cause durability problems in the future, although at the moment, looks pretty good. Actually, it is a little bit, you can see it kind of is like a tiny itty-bitty little nub right there that goes into a ball joint. These will probably be fine, actually, because they have a good little stick right there, and they're not too hard to switch out. You can see they pop off pretty darn easily, so these are probably pretty good, but they're not as awesome. By the way, there's also a ball joint right there in that forearm right there. Hopefully I said that. At this point, that's a pretty normal thing, like Kenshin had that too on these as well, so yeah, that's nice when they do that, but that's pretty normal on characters like this that have this kind of sleeve design right there. But yeah, these are not as good as the Luffy, unfortunately. Like I said in the Luffy review, I really want to see those Luffy hand pegs on every single figure going forward. But not bad. I'll give these hand pegs like a 6 out of 10. Actually, I'll go 7. They're pretty decent. They're 7.5. Yeah, we might make that a new thing in my reviews as well. We might make the hand peg rating a thing. But yeah, there you have him with the hand right there. And with that, let's bring in his sword. And we'll start off with the standard Nichirin sword right here. Looks really, really, really good. You got the nice little disc right there for the hilt and the red diamonds right there for the handle. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Nice paint right there. Really can't believe they got this figure out for $35. That's honestly very, very impressive. And man, ever since I watched season 1 of Rurouni Kenshin, man, oh my god, dude, I can't look at swords the same way yet. If you've seen that shit, dude, this guy with his sword, he is like the most unique sword fighter you will ever see in your life. He uses all of the aspects of the sword, but still really, really, really cool right here. Yeah, I really like the Nichirin sword right here. And in order to clip this on, I'm going to go ahead and give him his, I'm going to go with the happy one because it's my favorite. Tanjiro's a happy boy. Again, though, it would have been nice if they could have given us a standard happy face as well. This is a very happy character, so a couple of happy faces would have been really nice. But yeah, wanted to put that on right there, and then we can just lift this up, and we should just be able to pop this on right here. One problem that some Demon Slayer figures have had, like the Figmas, is that the freaking sword, ooh, that goes on really tightly. That doesn't seem to be a problem on this one, though. The sword will not be, like, super well thought out, so you'll kind of, it'll, like, pop out when you're, like, moving it around, but this, very well thought out. SHF is actually really, really good about that. That's not a problem on Kenshin. That's not a problem on the Bleach figures. Yeah, really, really good job on that. Yeah, that looks really good. So there is his Nichirin sword right there. You can have those laying pretty much completely flush. That is really nice. Yeah, this figure is super duper nice. We'll save that for the final thoughts, though. But there he is with his Nichirin sword right there. But when you actually want to have him holding the Nichirin sword, obviously, you just want to pull out the hilt right there. We can bring in the unsheathed Nichirin sword right there. Really, really, really nicely done. You got the nice little dark gray on the outside right there, and then the blade is that nice black right there. Really, really, really good. And you can just slide this into the hand that we swapped out. It's a little looser than I was expecting it to be. Like, you can see that's kind of loose. Yeah, that's actually kind of annoying. I don't like that. Let me see if it's better on the other hand. I think he does hold his sword with this hand, though, so that is annoying. But yeah, we'll just pop that on real quick and see how it fits in this hand right there. It's still a little bit, yeah, it's still a little bit looser than I would like it to be. It's not that big a deal. You'll still be able to have him holding. We actually probably should have put a more fitting expression on right there. There he is with the Nichirin sword. Again, though, I'm pretty sure he usually holds his Nichirin sword in this hand, though. But yeah, he doesn't hold the sword the best. It's a lot looser than I would personally like it to be. It's not bad. You can still get it looking really, really good, though. He can still pull off some great Nichirin sword poses right here. Very cool. But we're not done quite yet. Let me see. Can his ankle pivots go all the way down right there? That'd be a shame if they couldn't, but they can. Luckily, there we go. Yeah, very fun figure to pose right here. Very, very fun. But we're not done yet because he also includes this Nichirin sword as well with Rengoku's hilt right there. I think this is from the Infinity Castle arc. Maybe it's from Season 4. I haven't watched Season 4 yet, so don't know. But yes, very, very nicely done right there. You can see the yellow right there goes into the maroon and then the orange to finish off the cover right there. Really, really nice job right there. Nice kanji right there. Yeah, really nicely done. Again, very surprised they were able to get this figure out for $35. That's impressive as hell. Nice little detailing right there. And then the hilt as well, I think is the exact same as the standard one. And then you do get just the hilt right here as well, which you can slide into the same sheath right there on his torso right there. So you can have him with that sword, and then we can just pop that one out of his hand right there. So he has that sword instead, and then if you want to have him holding it, you just pop the hilt out of there again, and you just put this one in here right there. And again, looser than I would personally like it to be, but still really, really cool, and you can still get really good poses. And with that, let's jump in to the final thoughts. Actually, there's a few more things I want to talk about before we jump into the final thoughts. So if you get Nezuko as well, as I talked about earlier in the video, Nezuko comes with this accessory where Tanjiro and her are holding hands right there. This only comes with Nezuko, and you can just pop off Tanjiro's hand right there, pop that on, just like that, and then, this is always kind of a finicky accessory to do with any figure that has stuff like this going on, but do want to show it. And it's even weirder on them because they both have these kind of baggy sleeve design right there, so it's kind of finicky to get it looking all good right there. I didn't mean to put him in this SpongeBob-y ass pose. There we go. It's still kind of SpongeBob-y. It's the face. It's not my poses, it's the face. But yeah, this is a nice inclusion right there and a good incentive to also pick up Nezuko. Although, personally, I don't think if you already went in on like the Buzzmon Nezuko with the Figma Nezuko and you're kind of on the fence about getting the SHF, I don't think that this hand accessory is enough to push it over to the point where I think it's like a must-have or anything like that. It's a nice accessory, a nice inclusion, but not 100% necessary. I probably won't even use it on my shelf, but it's still one I wanted to show off. It is a nice inclusion to maybe incentivize people to pick up the Nezuko as well. I will say, though, that the SHF Nezuko, in my experience, is very, very good, and it is the best Nezuko that I personally have gotten. If you want to know more, you can check out my review. It is on my channel. Now, there was one more thing I wanted to try here, but I already know the answer to it, but we're still going to talk about it real quick. I have the Figma Nezuko. So I have this box right here from the Figma Nezuko, and I was thinking maybe I might be able to put this on the SHF Tanjiro if I were to break off this peg right here. I don't think there's any way around it. I'm going to have to break that peg off, but honestly, I don't even care. I think, yeah, I honestly don't care because there's no peg on the back for me to put that into, but I'm willing to try. I think I'll just try and see what I can do. I know, no, man. I'm kind of nervous to break this peg off. I know you guys are probably like, no, what are you doing? Don't break the peg off. But there's no other way for me to be able to get that on there. But I honestly think there might be a chance of being able to get this on there if it weren't for that peg right there. Because, like, the arm... Oh, no. I don't know if the arm can actually fit through the thing right there. There we go. Okay. So there's one side. And it would probably work. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I don't even care about the Figma Nezuko. I'm going to break the peg off. Okay, before you guys get mad at me, check this out. It's just a little block right there. I could just put a little super glue in there and I could pop that right back in, okay? So don't get mad. It's fine, okay? But now let me see if I can get this on. If I can, that'll be pretty cool, man. Okay, we've already run into a problem right here. I don't think there's any way for me to do this unless I'm able to pop his arms off, which I can. Lucky, woohoo! Okay, while I have this off, I want to show this to you. We also might have a problem here. So you can see how this works right here. There's like a disc right there with a hinge, and that's where the ball joint to the arm actually goes. The problem is I can't get this back in here. On the other side, it won't be a problem because that just, there's two places the arm can pop out. This is the ideal place. This is the not ideal place. I can probably get it in though. Okay, I grabbed a little tool right here and I swung that back into place. So hopefully now I can get that back on. Go back in. Go back in. Yes, I finally got it back in. That was such a pain in the ass. Okay, I'm gonna try and just pop it off at this section right here. Yes, I got it. Let's go. All right, guys, that was a massive pain in the ass, but I don't think it actually is too bad. It looks pretty good on the back right there. That is actually pretty darn cool. Now, this is incredibly annoying to actually do, like, oh my god, and make sure, for the love of God, make sure you pop the arms off at this section and not that intersection right there, because that is freaking impossible to get back in. But this looks pretty darn cool. It really does, like, the sleeves kind of go around right there. It's not bad. It really is not bad. And you don't even have to break the box right there because this piece can just pop off. Just grab a pair of pliers and you should just be able to pop that right out of that little peg right there. And boom, there you have a freaking Tanjiro with the box right there. That's actually pretty cool. I might even use this. And if you get the Figma Tanjiro, you can even get the little Nezuko that can go in there. That is really cool. But I don't know, you might be able to, like, buy, like, a little blind box Nezuko and stick it in there. I don't know. There's probably tons of blind boxes out there for Demon Slayer, right? So final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Tanjiro. Wow, what a roller coaster review this one was, guys. And that freaking Figma Nezuko kind of came in handy, didn't it? That looks freaking cool. I might even display it like this. I'm not even joking. Oh man, and plus it's a huge pain in the ass to take it off and on. But final thoughts on this figure, and I mean, it's only $35. I can always just buy another one, man. I think the figure's pretty great. I have a few tiny little issues with it that I mentioned throughout the video, like the arm on my copy. Probably not a universal problem, but the arm on my copy is a little bit janky that I would like. Some of the plastic quality feels a little bit weaker than you would usually expect from SHF. SHF, you can usually expect pretty top-notch plastic quality, like Ghetto right here, bro. This thing is solid as a rock, so effing good. This guy, if I pick him up, there's a few little pieces here and there that feel a little bit lower quality, but not any deal breakers or anything like that. Not even really anything I would even really put in the massive negative. It's not gonna be a reason that I just like, it's not gonna be something that like keeps me from posing the figure. It's a very fun figure to pose in my personal opinion. I wish they could have also included a standard smiling face as well to go with this open mouth smile right there. That definitely would have been a nice touch as well. Oh, by the way, you could just take the little peg right there. You can put his accessories in there. Wait. You just put the freaking hands back there. This is so stupid. It's also gonna make him way heavier. Oh my god, he can still hold it. What the fuck? Yeah, this was such a goofy ass review, but I hope it was fun for you guys. Yeah, the figure's great. You guys knew it was great. I'm late to the party with this one, but it's really good. Like I said, few minor little issues here and there, but absolutely nothing that should keep you away from buying this figure, especially for $35 friggin' dollars. Like an absolute steal of the century right here. This absolutely could be on my top 10 of the year. Honestly, I think this is pretty much guaranteed to be on my top 10 of the year. Maybe, I don't know about my top 5 though. But it's kind of unfair because do I think this figure is better than the Kenshin? I do, but I don't like it as much because I don't like this character as much as the Kenshin figure right here. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that at the end of the year. Am I gonna base it on my personal bias? I'll probably base it on my personal bias right here. But this is a really cool figure. He's weighed down by all the stuff that I put in his box. Hey Tanjiro, what's in that box? But I think with that being said, we can finally wrap up this review. So there you guys have it. My final thought, my final grade on this figure. Yeah, I think it's an S tier. It's really good. I mean, for $35, man, that's a steal, man. It's so hard for me to say bad things about these $35 releases because they're $35 friggin' dollars, dude. That's so damn cheap for what you're getting. It's like, how do you criticize that? Like, this Luffy, this Tanjiro, this Naruto, bro, like, how do you criticize these? Like, they're near perfect, and they're freaking $35, bro. Like, what do you even say? I'm really happy that SHF has come in and pretty much made, yeah, I would say, pretty much the equivalent of these two figures right here. Like, these are, like, definitive Naruto and Luffy figures, and I think they've achieved that once again with this Tanjiro right there. So, yeah, I think I'm actually going to boost it up to an S+. Like, I have a few minor issues with it, but bro, it's $35. Like, how on earth do you even like go about criticizing a deal this good? I honestly don't know. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give me a like, subscribe for some more SH Figuarts reviews in the future. Will I be getting the Gyu? Well, on one hand, it would replace this garbage Figma, so maybe, I don't know. Might not be a bad idea, but I won't 100% confirm right there. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering which one I prefer between Tanjiro and Nezuko, I think I actually do like the Tanjiro a little bit better. Obviously, Nezuko is my preferred of the characters, but yeah, I think the Tanjiro is a little more fun. There you go. You can, like, pretend that someone's over here holding your hand. Alright, guys. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is DK Guillotine, finally signing out. Damn, that was a long one.